All right, so I'm bothered by this idea over All-Star Weekend, and it really has been a conversation for a while. Who's the next face of the league? It's still LeBron James for some reason. He'll never go away. But is there a next face? And the conversation in and of itself is annoying, but also there is a face of the league. It's the 3-time MVP who's most dominant player, but for some reason, everyone seems to agree that he can't be the face of the league, and I find it insane.
It's crazy to me how Nikola Jokic isn't just the face of the league, but also just the most popular player in the league.
Is he?
No, he should be. It's crazy to me that he's not.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, a little biased, he's the most fun player to watch. He's the best player.
Yeah.
He plays the right way.
Yeah.
He plays a fun brand of basketball that's like real basketball. So it blows my mind that that's probably the bigger thing, that he's not just like the most popular player, because how could there be anybody that's like more fun to watch if you actually watch him, you know?
This is the part about it that kills me, is because of course we're biased because we like the Nuggets,
Yeah.
but the guy is the most entertaining athlete of my life.
Yeah.
His arc is incredible. It's the actual arc. If you were like making a movie about a player, it'd be like, did they rise from obscurity? Everybody underestimated him, overcome it, win a title.
The best story.
It's all this. And then when you watch him, like the thing that kills me is when people are like, yeah, but his game is not marketable. And I go, are you kidding me? He is more fun than anyone in the league. So
He throws no-look passes, behind-the-back passes, full court Hail Mary assists.
he makes you laugh. So why?
Yeah.
What do you think is behind this idea that it's like, yeah, but he can't because he's not entertaining enough?
Well, my feeling on this is that it's all stems from the same issue with Nikola Jokic. It has his entire career. It'll never go away. It is an aesthetic issue.
But is it? I don't think
Nikola
it is.
Jokic's actual face is actually.
Wow.
He's not attractive enough.
I'm just like he's like
Is LeBron James?
yes.
All right.
I'm just telling you, like, face of the league is a
You actually
mantle.
have to have a good face.
It's a mantle given to the guy that, like, he's the default that goes into the commercial, default that goes into the this, the that. Nikola Jokic is unwilling to play that part of the game.
Is he unwilling?
He's been in commercials.
So here's the thing. This is one of the things that's on the list for me, is this idea.
I should say, actually.
Because here's the thing. There's really two arms that the NBA has marketed itself traditionally. One has been through the media, which has obviously evolved over time in a way that I think has been harmful to the topic we're talking about. LeBron has been popular. You put all energy on him, but since he's here for so long, it's still the focus, and there's never been a weaning, the media weaning off of LeBron. But the second arm of this is that the league rose to popularity through their advertising partners, namely Nike, but also Gatorade and a host of other brands, McDonald's. And those companies no longer market the league the same way because their industries have evolved. So if you think about the story of the league in the 90s, it was Nike telling the story of Jordan, which then delivered it, and the NBA just sat back and collected the check. Now that that's gone, it's like, okay, now there's a media problem, but there's also a league problem that has to step in. And this is why when you say he won't do it, he won't do a sit down with Ramona Shelburne where he does an interview. That is on him to some degree. Although I would also argue, has the last 15 years, has the media done a good job of marketing the league in a way that it's like, yeah, he should do that?
No, I mean, listen, we're talking about, like, can Jokic assume this position, which is actually loathsome, which you shouldn't want to be the face of the league. Like, you're the face of the worst era of the NBA. And LeBron, there's another thing about, you really cannot, until LeBron leaves, like, no one can take it.
Yeah,
Like, it just
I think
can't,
this is it, actually.
that's just it. Like, he's the sitting president. And it doesn't, you can't just be like, actually, no. So he's just going to be the guy until he's gone. But the question is, like, when he steps aside, hopefully very soon, who then do they start to look at? And I would say, like, you know, the conversation is like, well, it can't be a foreign-born player. I don't think that's true. I think they could very easily make Luka Doncic the face of the league if they wanted to. He's got the boyish good looks. He's fun. He's going to be in LA.
Does have a good face.
There is, but it's like, if you go to Serbia, which I frequently do, Nikola Jokic is on he's on commercials all the time.
But they're on
wild.
commercials. This is my point, is that what we're really talking about are these very few, there's not a lot of them that have the clout to be able to push it. It's mostly shoe brands, maybe car brands, fast food, what have you. And to me, that's really the arm. But Jokic, I think, is more into that. For whatever reason, like, the sponsors haven't gone to him. But I agree with your point that when they had the title run in 2023, everyone was like, man, this guy is so fun. I'm really attracted to this guy's game. And I'm like, yes. And then they're like, oh, but he doesn't want to do that. I think he does.
I think he does more than we think. He did the Hotels.com spots. I mean, that was something. But I want to go back to the on-court stuff because that's where it really should start. I mean, this guy throws no-look passes more than anybody, no-look assists, full court Hail Mary throws, one-legged shots in clutch moments in the playoffs. Like, if you actually look at what he does on the court, there's one that's more fun to watch than Nikola Jokic. He's been the best player in the NBA for the last 5 years. Nobody's won more games than him over that span as well. So it's like, that's where it should start. And he's, top of the food chain there.
But you're a brand guy. I just don't think it's hard to package that part. If we just talk about these two levers, the media is one of them. And I just think like the media hasn't done a great job of this for anybody. They just have LeBron propped up from a prior era and it's lasted. The media hasn't done well there, but I do think the sponsors, the Jokic story is a great one. And I actually think it's one that's easy to sell. Steph Curry was easy to sell. I think Jokic is easy to sell to brands as well.
I don't disagree with you at all. I think it's easy to sell. Like there's an inspirational thing, but what we're talking about is marketing. This is pure marketing. Like we're not even talking about who's the best player in the league. Like it's Jokic is far and away the best player in the league. That's not even up for debate. It's just like, who can the league look to say like, hey, come do what we're doing. We've got this guy. And it's like,
what about a story about a guy rising from obscurity, being overlooked and turning into the best player in the world and one of the greatest players of all time?
Well,
it's a good story.
I'll give you a very clear parallel example of what I'm talking about and why aesthetics play a big role in this is that Patrick Mahomes is the far and away face of the NFL. But the story you're talking about with Nikola Jokic is also the story of Lamar Jackson, who came from nothing, rose to prominence. He's the multi-MVP. He wins every year. He hasn't cracked through to win the title, but he is one of the ugliest players in the league. He truly is. If you look at him, he's that dude's got a bad face, but he's great. And
I've never thought about this.
His personality is amazing. He's not on any commercials, and it's not a black-white thing. It's not a whatever. It's literally just like Patrick Mahomes has good looks.
Does he? Patrick Mahomes has good looks?
Come on. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
No, I don't know about that.
Well, here,
he does.
Let me change.
He's not. I'm just saying, like, he's not.
Let me change looks because NBA ratings stats on Twitter, a big account that talks about NBA ratings. This conversation was going on with some big accounts, and he pipes in and says, Jokic doesn't have that. Let me uncomfortably borrow this word from the youth. Aura. I don't think he has the face of. I don't think the face has to be American. But if I'm not American, you have to do the extra work, and you need some aura. Mm-hmm. I think Jokic has aura. It's a silent aura. It's not in the traditional sense. But to me, you can sell even the silent aura can be sold in this way. That part of it just bothers me because Larry Bird had this. Not an attractive guy, not exactly the most like outgoing or this or that. But there was like, but the game is so like deadly and this or that. And I think Jokic has that as well. It's just the investment hasn't been made by the media partners or by the marketing partners.
That's 100% true. 1,000,000% true. It's just, again, what we're talking about is such artifice. It's not real. It's just like, what do they think they can do that people will want to most likely follow? And it's an aesthetic thing. It's all aesthetics.
Steph Curry, like the success that the league has had in marketing him, part of it is he's so relatable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean,
good looking guy.
Because his game is not dunking. Like you can go out and be Steph Curry on your own basketball court or pretend.
Right. And just like you can't really be Nikola Jokic. Like you can't really be Steph Curry. You can like try.
You don't think you can? Oh yeah, but I think you can try to be.
You can be Steph Curry.
I don't.
But you can try in a way like you can't try to be LeBron James.
That's what I was going to
dunk.
say. Yeah,
but you can try to be Steph. You can shoot threes. You can try to be Jokic. You can shoot one-legged sophomore shuffles.
Correct.
That's how you can try to be him.
And I think that's what makes it more marketable for him.
He's relatable in that way.
But here's the big thing, and Chuck had the great line about this. This idea of the face of the NBA being made, like who are we going to make it? Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards. To me, it actually is the problem. The game tells you the stories. And guess what the story of the league is over the last 5 years? We have this guy from Sombor, Serbia, who's unlike anybody else, dominates unlike anybody else, even if you go through history. He is a modern-day Wilt, and to me, it would be easy to market him as modern-day Wilt. Guess what? Wilt's also popular, and we don't know anything about him. We have like 10 seconds of clips. I think Jokic can be the living version of Wilt in a way that is just the face of the league, if there was a will there from the people who market it.
Yeah, but if you think about also the right before Jokic, they had no problem trying to make Giannis Antetokounmpo the face of the league. Why is that? He's an attractive guy.
Giannis is attractive. We're learning a lot about Eric's.
I know. This is very fascinating.
What I've learned is that I'm way more into dudes than you guys.
Giannis, very attractive.
Yes,
Pat Mahomes. I mean, my God.
Man, Patrick Mahomes, like, put him on the cover of SI.
But Nikola Jokic, who you love. Not attractive.
Not attractive at all.
Always looks like his nose is running. Well, listen, I'll tell you one thing. I'm very attracted to Nikola Jokic. That's not the question. The question is like if the people, and it's just like a funny thing. Like it's like, it's not like, and the question again, it's like when the more I'm thinking about this, when Chuck was like, Shaq they didn't give him face leg, he took it, and I'm like, they did give it to him. You don't take it's a marketing thing, and those are all given out. That's all given out. We're talking about who's the best player. You take that.
Well, everyone's trying to give it to Anthony Edwards, but he's not winning. And I think this is part of it. He's young. He's early on in his career. Maybe he will. But my point is this. I think Jokic is on the doorstep of forcing himself to be the face of the league. You just need wins. And that 2023 title run, it just brought him from 0 to like 6, you know, in terms of this. And then they lost last year. And so like it stopped. But if you win another one, I just feel like he is knocking on the door in a way where they're like, okay, he's the face of the league.
They have to give it to him.
He's already so dominated individually. And now that the team has success, it's like, you know what? Jokic was, and then retrospectively, it'll be like he was the face of the league from 2021 to whenever.
Nikola Jokic is modern day Wilt Chamberlain.
Correct.
And the more people start to realize that, like, that is the easiest marketing strategy out there. We're just giving that to people. We're giving that to whoever wants it.
But I think the NBA is at a crossroads right now because they don't have the ability for the Nikes of the world to prop them up in the way that they did in the 90s. And the media machine that they have contributed heavily to through their league partners sucks at telling these stories now. And they don't want to tell the stories for the reasons that you lay out. But it's like, yeah, but it's not hard. We built an entire network off of the idea that Nikola Jokic is a story worth telling. A very successful one. So to me, I think that he can and will end up being the face of this generation. So long as they just collect 1 or 2 more wins as a team. I know that's kind of in some ways out of his control, but in some ways not. But you do that and we'll look back and say, you know what? He was the face of the league, and we'll retrospectively look back at this era as his. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with Eric that Nikola Jokic is too ugly to be the face of the league? Or do you agree with me and Harrison that, no, it's not his fault, it's the marketing partners, but that he's on the doorstep? Let us know in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed.
No.
Dude, Patrick Mahomes.